Wanted to know why they're shutting down, and CBS 8's Shannon Handy has been working for you.
President Trump a short time ago telling Walmart that the company should, I'm quoting now, eat the cost, end quote, of higher tariffs.
Is President Trump on defense over the plunging and volatile economy? The companies are down, all of them in the market since the Trump.
What do you get when you mix a trade war, a billion-dollar retailer, and the phrase eat the cost? You get Walmart, folks. The same Walmart that built its empire on rollback prices and mass-produced patriotism. Now quietly packing its bags and ghosting America like a bad Tinder date. And why? Because President Trump told them to eat the cost of his tariff bombshells. Spoiler alert, they're not swallowing a single bite. They're spitting it back out in the form of higher prices, mass layoffs, and a behind-the-scenes supply chain exit so massive it could collapse an entire chunk of the US economy. Welcome to America's latest plot twist. Walmart, the country's most reliable low-price dealer, just snapped under the weight of Trump's tariffs. And their response isn't subtle. It's strategic, global, and possibly irreversible. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into how one executive order triggered a $25 billion economic ripple effect, and why this could be the beginning of the great American retail retreat. Let's talk tariffs, tantrums, and the ticking time bomb that is your local Walmart. It all started when President Trump, flanked by flags and flattery, signed Executive Order 14,257, the so-called Liberation Day tariffs. It was meant to be a patriotic pushback against foreign dependence. Instead, it became a corporate panic button. Walmart's immediate response, not a press release, not a boycott, a quiet, devastating reality. Costs were skyrocketing, and they were done pretending otherwise. Beef up 55%, cereal up $2, lettuce now a luxury item, and somewhere in the chaos, Walmart quietly shelved its golden goose: everyday low prices. That slogan was their whole identity. That's like Nike saying, just don't bother. But wait, it gets worse, because the prices weren't just climbing, they were exploding. Overnight, tariffs transformed every container shipment into a financial Molotov cocktail. Walmart's just-in-time model, once their crown jewel, became a logistical nightmare. Distribution centers shutting down, shelves going bare, customers furious. And Trump? He doubled down, tweeting that Walmart should just eat the cost. As if a $25 billion loss is something you can nibble around the edges. Let's break that down. Walmart's second quarter, a net loss of $25 billion. That's not a paper cut. That's a chainsaw to the ribs of the retail industry. And so the retaliatory plan began. Code name? Project Triage. No, not a joke. That's what they're calling the plan to survive this economic battlefield. 10 major distribution centers will be put into hibernation. That's corporate speak for good luck finding a job. Over 50,000 workers? Gone. Shelves across the southeast? Already empty. And guess what? This is just phase one. From California to Florida, cities are panicking. These aren't just warehouses. They're economic hubs. Brooksville, Florida. They're losing 9% of their tax revenue overnight. Local mayors are holding emergency meetings, scrambling to plug the holes in their budgets before their economies bleed out. And it's not just about Walmart anymore. It's about the entire support system, trucking companies, packaging firms, mom and pop suppliers. Every cog in the retail machine now stuck in neutral. One plant owner, once a supplier of 20,000 uniforms a month, literally closed his doors with a handwritten sign that read, "Bankrupt. Walmart cancelled." Let that sink in. Meanwhile, overseas, it's equally brutal. Trump's 145% tariff on Chinese goods torched Walmart's supplier network in real time. Orders vanished. The Henar toy factory in Guangdong slashed production by 70% and laid off 130 workers within 3 weeks. These aren't nameless factories. They're the backbone of the Walmart empire. And Walmart's response? Exit strategy. Stage left. They began quietly shifting supply contracts to Vietnam, India, and Cambodia. In Hanoi, government officials confirmed that Walmart is pouring in $1.2 billion to escape China's tariff trap. But surprise! Trump also threatened Vietnam with anti-dumping tariffs, because apparently no one's allowed to win but us. So Walmart hedged its bets. Step 2. The Maiden Heartland Initiative, a $5 billion project to build American manufacturing plants in Arkansas, Ohio, and South Carolina. A good PR move, right? Build at home, create jobs, wave the flag. Only problem? The money for it came from a bond issuance paused halfway through because investors panicked. Why? Because Walmart stock tanked, losing 11% in 30 days. That's a $37 billion market cap wipeout. Wall Street didn't just raise an eyebrow, they hit the eject button. Now let's talk about Link 16, Walmart's sci-fi sounding AI-powered logistics brainchild. It's an automated system that scans freight rates, weather, port congestion, and tariff schedules to reroute inventory before penalty fees explode. Sounds cool, right? Until you realize they built it because tariffs now change so fast that human supply chain managers can't even keep up. Walmart has essentially militarized its logistics to dodge economic landmines. And yet, all of this might still fail, because tariff volatility is now the name of the game. Every time Trump tweets, Walmart's supply chain map has to pivot within 72 hours. That's not policy. That's chaos in a necktie. The consequences are rippling through every layer of the economy. Truckers losing stable Walmart routes and running empty return hauls. Freight rates spiking to $8,500 per container. Warehouse space full and overpriced. Workers facing mass furloughs. And consumers paying more for literally everything. And here's the kicker. The VIX, Wall Street's Fear Index, spiked above 26. That's full-blown panic mode. FedEx cut its forecast. UPS laid off 20,000 workers. Even logistics landlord Prologis dropped nearly 10% when Walmart shut its DCs. When the corner deli next to a warehouse yard starts losing customers, you know the dominoes are falling fast. And still, the White House insists that these tariffs will bring jobs back to America. Really? Because what we're seeing looks less like a job boom and more like a job eviction. The very industries these tariffs were supposed to help, manufacturing, logistics, retail, are all bleeding workers, bleeding money, and bleeding patience. In fact, Walmart's internal modeling shows that the average American household will spend an extra $1,000 per year just because of tariffs. Not because of inflation, not because of corporate greed, but because of one man's signature in the Rose Garden. Meanwhile, allies like the EU, Canada, and Mexico are threatening retaliation. $380 billion in European exports are now at risk. Canada is calling it a political debt that must be repaid. Mexico says 400,000 jobs on US soil could vanish if these duties stick. And yet, Trump stands firm, asserting that all this pain is temporary. So, here's the million-dollar question, or rather, the $25 billion question. Is Walmart really leaving? Not completely. But they're definitely packing a go bag. Their move out of China is real. Their pivot toward Vietnam is accelerating. Their investment in American manufacturing, while flashy, is a hedge against chaos, not a patriotic renaissance. And their embrace of AI and automation, it's a survival tactic, not a leap forward. And most telling of all, the disappearing slogan. Every day low prices. The moment that vanished, you knew the illusion had shattered. This isn't just a Walmart story. It's a snapshot of what happens when political decisions collide with economic reality, when slogans try to paper over structural dysfunction, when patriotism becomes policy without a plan. Because here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Tariffs don't exist in a vacuum. They create winners and losers. And right now, the scoreboard isn't looking good for Main Street. So the next time you walk into Walmart and wonder why your patio set costs $60 more, or your milk looks lonely on an empty shelf, remember, it's not just about trade policy. It's about power, leverage, and a retailer that was just told to eat the cost and decided to take its ball and go home. Trump lit the fuse. Walmart walked away from the explosion. And now we're all left sifting through the debris. If you found this breakdown sharp, eye-opening, or just made you rethink what made in America really costs, go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you $25 billion. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are these tariffs a necessary evil? Or are they the economic wrecking ball we never asked for? And don't forget to subscribe to Power for more bold, brutally honest dives into the political economy, where facts hit harder than campaign slogans. Because when Walmart leaves the building, you better believe something big is breaking. Stay sharp, stay informed, and as always, follow the money.